These are our schools, and you are not going to take our schools. CPS, you will be accountable to us. School closings, turnarounds, actions are not new. 106 school actions have happened in Chicago so far. These past actions have failed, and the current actions that our CPS is anticipating will fail. Let's be clear. The school actions, closings, and disinvestment in our children and schools is a civil rights issue affecting black and brown children disproportionately. CPS's misinformation and outright lies is not about a funding shortage, it's about funding priorities.
Yes,
our
ma'am.
children
Yes,
have not been the priority.
Yes, ma'am.
It's time for Barbara Byrd Bennett and the mayor and the Chicago Board of Education to be accountable to our children and our schools and us. It's time for accountability to the public. CPS and the mayor need to understand, regardless of the May 22nd vote, you will not have our schools unless you are prepared for hundreds of people to be arrested. Please join us May 18th through the 20th, where we will march on the far south side and the far west side in State Plaza to let the world know that these are our children and our schools. We will make the decisions for what will happen.
Can you please say your name and organization?
My name is Kathy Dale. I'm a member of the Hewlett Open School organization. I'm on the local school council at King College Prep and Mollison Elementary. Mollison Elementary is a receiving school, and we want everybody here. Mollison wants everyone to know that we support Overton staying in their school. They are welcome always, but they're welcome as visitors, not as students. They're going to keep their school open. We're going to keep their school open. There are many other schools. Or have some type of action, and that is why I'm moderating this right now. Overton, as I mentioned, Mollison Elementary, Banneker, Parkman, all of these schools are in our community, in this community. That's why you're here today. But citywide, we are all members of organizations and teachers unions and parents and concerned citizens from around the city are standing right here, standing in solidarity. You will not have our schools, CPS. Right now, I would like to call up
Can you spell your name?
Kathy with a C, Dale, D-A-L-E.
And can each speaker please say your name, who you are?
Right now, members of Morgan School, would you come forward? Miss Tillman? Mr. Tillman, I'm sorry.
Shatunda Tillman Sr., here at Morgan Elementary School.
Spell that, please.
C-H-I-T-U-N-D-A Tillman, T-I-L-L-M-A-N, Senior. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity for a voice, which we never had. First of all, I want to say that we will not allow Mayor Emanuel to split and divide us. You cannot negatively close one school without it having a chain reaction. Now, case in point, at Morgan Elementary School, our scores are up. So we followed the mandate that the mayor set. The mandate is to put us in a better performing school. And with all due respect to the receiving school writer, our scores are better. We are not playing games. We are standing in solidarity. Understand this. We have a special needs population, so does Mahalia Jackson, so does Lafayette. And what we want to know is, if you send us to the receiving school and they have no elevator, how are our children with special needs, crutches, and wheelchairs, how are they going to get around to be included? Now, if you put a lift in the receiving school, that costs almost $2 million. We have an elevator. You can fit their cafeteria and their lunchroom in our gymnasium. If you take Morgan from the community, you will leave the community void of natural resources. And studies have shown that the closer the school is to the child's home, the more participation you'll get. Let's work together. We will not be divided. Again, Morgan Elementary is the epicenter of the community. Now you're going to keep the liquor store open, but close the school. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
From Emmett Elementary.
Hello, my name is Latrice James. I'm the LLC. Well, my name is Latrice James, LETTRICE-JAMSON, and I'm also an LSC president at Robert Emmett School on the west side. And I have 4 children that attend Robert Emmett, which their school, I was on their closing list. I am also the PAC chairperson, and I am also a member of Action Now. And Emmett will be it has been going since they were little. They've been going to school since they was little there. It is a place where they feel safe and secure. I know all the teachers know me. I have their numbers, they have my number, they can call me at any time. We work together as a community, and we work together to give the children what they need. And Emmett is just, my family have a bond and relationship that, this is the first time. Okay, but this fight isn't just about Emmett. I'm for all schools. I don't want any schools to close. I want all schools to stay open. I have 4 that go to Emmett. All of them have been on the honor roll since they've been there. I had one from 1st grade to 6th grade, and I think they should not be closed. I don't stay in the community. And I bring my children to Emmett every day at 8:15 in the morning, and they get out at 3:15. Sometimes they have after school to 6 o'clock, and I participate in everything they do there. And I think it's not about just community. If whoever want to go to that school, I think they should go to that school. Like my kids, I tried to get them to Duke Ellington. That's the school they said they can go to now, and I stay far away, but I stayed on Lotus, and they told us we was out the area when we tried to get my son in there when he was 3. So I don't think we should have them picking our children's school. We as parents should stand up and say that's what we need for our children. And that's what I'm here for. And I will fight for my children to have the education that I want them to have. I went to a public school and my kids will be there too.
All right.
Dr. Makayla James.
Kyra, last name Tony, Toney, James. I am here to represent the Mayo Elementary School. 15 years in the Bronzeville community. Just right now, I had a former parent just happen to walk by and say to me, "My goodness, what is going on here?" And I said, "What is going on?" She was appalled that this school, who has fostered 4 of her children that have graduated and gone on to universities and top-tier high schools in the city, that is even being remotely considered for being closed. I am here to talk to you as a teacher at the Mayo Elementary School. I have been here for 11 years. I would like to go back and I would like to cite a study done by Chicago Public Schools. A research study conducted by the University of Chicago said in order for students to perform significantly better, they must be placed in a higher performing school.
That's right.
For the case of the Mayo Elementary School, we are being placed and consolidated with a equally performing school. Both schools are level 3 probationary schools. That is doomed for failure.
Right.
Displaced teachers need their displaced students, need their teachers. Unfortunately, although Mayo is a pillar in the community, it is slated to be closed. The name is going to change. The students are going to remain, but none of us will be allowed to stay with our homes.
Unacceptable.
Completely and totally unacceptable. Another school with a lower population will be fused in with our school, and their teachers will take over with our schools. There was some controversy a while back where CPS has been criticized for the lack of transparency that surrounds schools. So I decided to go back and research CPS's school policy. In criticism to being more transparent in the decision-making process, Chicago Public School amended the school policy back in 2007 based on the following criteria. Schools with new principals, schools who had previously been receiving schools for closed schools, and schools that did not have a higher performing school within a close proximity
My daughter, I want to
will
take this
not
picture.
or shall not be closed. However, Mayo in United States history. Research has been very limited, leaving everyone with vague assumptions and guesses on what is going to happen with our kids. There is no need for this to happen. Thank you all for coming out to support me.
Parent from Mayo, Anthony Williams.
Hello everyone, my name is Anthony, A-N-T-H-O-N-Y, last name Williams, W-I-L-L-I-A-M-S. I'm a parent. I'm actually a parent, a tutor, security officer, recently working with Mayo School. This school is not just a school to close. This is a generation school. It's 50 years, 5 decades. My family is in 4 decades. My son goes to Mayo School. Hey, I love my school, Thank you, man. Right now, we have teachers that have grown and became family members to these students. These are the people that we basically give every day the opportunity to teach our children, to make them better in what they do. We have parents who come to the school to volunteer through the LSC, through the PAC meetings, and honestly, I can tell you right now, I just don't understand how you can take away such a school as Mayo and give it to, like they said, a performance school that's in the same brackets with only 180 students. Now you want to take away 400 plus kids and bond them together, that's fine with me, but you want to take away the name. You want to get rid of our teachers. I'm sorry, my son has gradually talked to these teachers and they have connected with them so well. I will miss these teachers. And Rahm Emanuel, you give away millions and millions of dollars to the city. What about giving those millions and millions of dollars to these schools that need us? Right. What happened to our books, our computers? Fund our schools, keep our schools open. For every school that's going to close, that you put on this list, please take them off. We need our teachers, we need our schools, and our kids, they need the education. Thank you.
Rice Elementary School was closed at 44th and Drexel last year. And guess who's in that school now? Anybody know? No? K-9 dogs are being trained instead of our children being educated. That's what the Board of Education does. Being responsible.
Excuse me, sir.
Reverend Jones will be next.
Thank you.
Pastor Reverend Jones.
Right, yeah, Pastor. Robert Jones, R-O-B-E-R-T-J-O-N-S. I'm a pastor of the Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church located 2978 South Wabash Avenue. It has been said, it's not an original statement, but it's one that fits this moment, that we have the right to protest for what is right. That's right. It is unfortunate that city government, our school board, along with the leadership of our mayor at every level would do such draconian cuts to affect the community, the very fabric of the community. The schools that are within the community is what make up the fabric. Right. Chicago is known as a city of communities, a city of neighborhoods. Yet and still, time after time, we see that these cuts, the largest cuts in the history of public education, are being brought upon, and it is unjust and unfair to the community, and even the schools that are left behind to have their names changed is to have their identity stripped from them. Right. I feel that and it is important that we also set this ground rule. This is not all teachers involved with this protest. It is a community protest that it is united with the teachers at every level. And so it is important to know that, and I think that the mayor and all of those involved should reconsider and not do all of these closures. Thank you very much.
The mayor got a midterm report card. Anybody know what it looked like? Yeah. Okay, so if the mayor who we hired, I didn't vote for him. The mayor who we hired, if he received a midterm grade of a failure, just like he's saying our school should be closed, what should happen to the mayer?
He should be replaced.
Gotta go. Gotta go. It's time to go. Kelly Griggs, a Parkman LSC representative, will speak.
How you guys doing? My name is Kelly Griggs.
KELLYGRIGGS. I am the vice chairman of the LSC at Parkman Elementary that has been on the closing list from the 100+ schools to now the 54 number of schools. And you've taken schools off the list who've had lower performing numbers than us, who don't have a safest facility as we do, but you continue to leave our name on the list. Our numbers, our benchmarks are the highest in our district. How do you close a school like that? Our numbers have continued to go up year after year. How do you close a school like that?
Lies.
When you tell us it costed more to keep our school open, but then you keep a school that's performing less than us, that costs more than us, open. That makes no sense. So if you're gonna do something, do it the right way. Do it the positive way. Look at the community. The community loves this school. The community works with this school. Everybody has grown up with this school. This school has been the playground for the kids, has been the community center for the kids, has been the place for the parents to come fill out applications for anything that they need to do. This place has been there for this community for over 100 years. You do not close a 100-year building. It's a landmark. You do not do something like that. So if you want to take this opportunity to do something for this city, do what needs to be done correctly. Keep schools that are working open. Keep schools that are teaching our children how to live their lives, not just on an educational base, but on the basis of they live in these streets the
surviving
way
out here,
surviving. They're teaching our children conflict resolution, which is one of the main things our kids need right now is how to deal with situations. And then they're teaching that in the school. You do not close places like that. So if you want to do something, do something real, do something positive. That's what we want. That's all we want.
All right.
Our school and our voice. The city needs to hear that, the Board of Education needs to hear that, and our mayor needs to hear that. Right now, we'll call Maureen Forte from the National Action Network.
Hi, I'm Maureen Forte, M-A-U-R-E-N, Forte, F-O-R-T. I'm representing National Action Network, Reverend Al Sharpton, I'm the Chicago Ranger, representing here in Chicago. The closing of this school reminds me of slavery. Black kids, black people could not, they were tortured, they were taught reading and learning. The bigger picture here, besides closing the school, is the safety of the children. There are over 11,000 homeless students that are in these schools. When you close these schools, which are supposed to be safe haven for our children, how do they get to school? They have made relationships with parents. Some of these children are not only on honor roll and homeless, but these are the only times they get a chance to have 3 meals that Chicago offers. What we will see, and I want you to know, when these schools that you have tried to close, how many of them will be picked up by charter schools, which was led by clergy, starting in the Woodlawn area. So we want you to reconsider closing the safe haven of these schools, of the black and brown schools. And where they're going to go, we're different territories. We're already known as the Deaf City of Chicago. Who's going to take care of those medical bills? Mayor Ron Emanuel. So with this needs to be reconsidered. 11,000 or more homeless students are enrolled in Chicago Public Schools. This is not a thought off the right. Thank you. Thank you.
Our schools, our voice. That's the theme of the march that we're going to be having, March 18th through the 20th. Right now, Representative J.R. Fleming from the Chicago Anti-Eviction Campaign.
My name is Willie, W-I-L-L-I-E, J.R. Fleming, F-L-E-M-I-N-G. Executive Director of the Chicago Anti-Eviction Campaign. We support a moratorium on school closing. We want to say this. Most of our work is based around the human rights to housing, the human rights to health care, the human rights to education. Mayor Rahm Emanuel has been one of the biggest war criminals when it came to the human rights violations in our community. To
give you an international comparison of how grave this situation is. We asked the mayor, would they send Israeli children into Palestinian territory to go to school? Would you mix Sunnis and Shiites? These are tribal conflicts that the city of Chicago bad decisions are creating. We say that the loss of one life is the loss of too many. It's unacceptable. No longer will we sit back and allow for the mayor to force these plans on our hands. We warned them with the demolition of public housing that the violence and poverty will spread throughout the city. Mr. Mayor, you have been put on notice. You will be directly responsible for the death of these children that increased in dropout rates because children and parents fear for their children going to schools in hostile territory that you are creating. If you're making these decisions based off a budget need, think again. What is the price of human life? What is the price of our children, who is the future of Chicago? So when we talk about a city that works together, show us better than you can tell us. Keep these schools open. No more school closings, a moratorium on all school closings. And a message to parents, teachers, and students across the city. Please join us. Let our voices be heard. Let solidarity speak on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. Let's show the mayor better than we can tell the mayor. That's right.
Our schools. All right, Johnny Slade, custodian from Willow.
Yeah. I get a couple good quotes here and there.
Next, SEIU Secretary Treasurer Laura Garza.
Laura Garza, L-A-U-R-A, Garza is G-A-R-Z-A, Secretary Treasurer of SEIU Local 1. If their public education system ensures equal opportunities for all children, but right now, Chicago's education system is not fair. Closing 1 in 8 of our schools will not help the children in our city's most vulnerable neighborhoods. Our neighborhood public schools are community anchors for our city. But instead of investing in our communities, the city is turning its back on our children, their parents, and our future. Mayor Emanuel and CPS are saying that they know what's best. We don't think so. They say they care about the children, and their plan to close 54 neighborhood schools will not hurt anyone, and they're absolutely wrong. You've heard from everybody here today the outcome of the effects it's going to have in our communities and our children. But custodians, lunchroom managers, and other school workers are parents of CPS children. We know the stakes, we know how much we have at stake here, and we know what we have to lose here. If 54 schools close, not only our most vulnerable communities and thousands of children will be hurt, hundreds of good, family-sustaining jobs will be lost. This weekend, custodians and lunchroom managers will join our teachers, lunchroom ladies, students, parents, and community members on a 3-day march for education, for justice. This is our city, this is our school, and we are going to use our voices to protect our families and our children. This is our time to stand up to the bad policies the mayor is trying to impose on us.
That's right.
Right now, Karen Lewis, Chicago teacher.
Yeah.
So why are we marching? We're marching because we want a full moratorium on the school closings. It is not too late for the General Assembly to do this and to act in the best interest of our children. The CEO, mayor, and the members of the board are determined to have the largest school closings in history. And despite thousands of parents, educated students, clergy, and community leaders who have presented evidence, real evidence, that their schools should be spared, the mayor has indicated he intends to push the school board to close our schools. Even former judges have denounced these closings. They're bad public policy. We have been looking at school closings for over 10 years. They have not improved education. They will not improve education. And even though they say it over and over and over again, there is no proof. As a matter of fact, the proof is in the opposite direction.
That's right.
Our students can lose anywhere from 6 months to a year of learning just by moving schools.
Research says it.
It will not save money, and that's the Chicago Consortium on School Research. Will not save money, so why are they doing this? And the latest law, oh, the casinos will take care of this. Just like the lottery, supposedly. The lottery money is not on top of funding. As a matter of fact, they take back funding when they use lottery money. The same is going to be with this casino. Smoke and mirrors. We have seen this video before. The 3-day march, an old-style civil rights march, will continue to unite us, make us stronger, and help us focus for the long haul. Not only will CTU join this march, we'll have busloads of citizens going to Springfield, and tomorrow we're going to picket a Walmart site.
That's right.
Because the Walton Family Foundation has spent billions of dollars to push this anti-community, anti-student school reform agenda. In fact, the Waltons funded CPS's school closings hearings. And it's no coincidence that they didn't even have the decency to hold them in the schools they're closing. Right. So no matter what happens on Wednesday, when the board votes, we're going to continue to advocate for an elected representative. We are going to educate and register new voters because the public agrees as the mayor's poll numbers continue to nosedive about how he's handling public education.
That's right.
And we are going to continue to educate Chicago and the entire nation about these misguided corporate school reforms. Thank you.
That's right.
Go back to what you said about students
6 months to a year of learning from the Chicago Consortium on School Research. The University of Chicago has been looking at this